Hi guys and girls, John Moore with you again, and this time we're doing an in-box review. What's in the box basically on the Italeri M4A3E8 Sherman Fury from the film Fury. It's a Sherman EZ8 and it says here that it's got fully upgraded molds. It's got all the extra bits and pieces on it, the logs, the German helmet, the gas mask and some stowage on it. It also says it comes with two types of tracks, the T66 and the T84E, and they're new gluable rubber. It's kit number 6529 and it's 135 scale. Figures not included. On the box it's not that much information. It gives you two of the three color options, the M4A3E8 Sherman Fury and Sherman EZ8 from the 14th Armoured Division, 25th Tank Battalion, Germany, 1945. This side, it basically just gives you a rundown on the EZ8 Sherman itself. And that's basically it for the box. So, what's in the box? That's what we're here for. We don't buy it just for the box, we buy it for what's inside in the box. So let's have a look and see what we get. We get our instruction sheet. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Just put that there. Excuse me. We get one bag with all the sprues. We'll go through that in a sec as well. We get the lower hull, tub form, in a little bag, and we get the two types of tracks. And we also get Decals transfers sticker sheet, and some cotton wire, as they've called it. So let's go through everything. We'll start with these things because basically I have them in my hand. Now, gives you a piece of cotton wire. It's to make all the tie down things on it. And it doesn't actually look too bad. I have seen one or two Shermans with stowage on the back and it's tied down with a bit of ordinary sisal twine. And it doesn't look right. It just the rope just looks too out of scale, too big. But that looks to be in the right scale anyway. So we've got the decals. They look reasonably okay. I've never used Italeri decals, so I don't know. It gives you the three different versions. There's some white stars. They're all in white, so it's hard to actually see. But we'll zoom up anyway and we'll have a look at them. There you go. M4A3E8 Sherman. Right. There's a thing. And like gluable tracks. I'm a personal fan of the gluable tracks. I actually quite like them. These look no different than any other gluable tracks that I've used before. There's nothing to write home about. The moulding is actually quite nice on them. If that will zoom in there and that, you can see that it's got the pins are quite visible on it, so they're actually not bad at all. Tracks. The second set is obviously a different set. I don't know which set is which. I'm sure I'll find out at a later stage before it is too late. Mouldings on the tracks. They're okay, I suppose. They're not the best. After painting and weathering, you barely even notice. So, that's the tracks. The tub, lower tub. Let's have a little luke inside. Careful with the knife, John. Let's have a look at the tub. Plastic seems to be nice and rigid. Doesn't seem to be warped or anything. I have got one in the past before, and one side was really warped, but that looks okay. The sprue, that looks okay. As for detail, it's a bit basic, I suppose. It does have the escape hatches on the bottom. That's the escape hatch that a young chap legged it out through in the film, hiding under the tank. So we're on to the big bag. And what have we got inside of the big bag? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues. And we'll start at the start and we finish at the end, I suppose. The easiest way to do it. We'll use the back of this so we can kind of have an old decent look. I'll bring them up and we'll have a look at them. There's the turret. Seems quite nice. Some nice moulding on it. I can't see any flash or whitening. It means that whitening, little white marks, it means that it's been put under a bit of stress. So therefore it's likely that it can pop and break. No, that actually looks quite nice. There's the turret bits. The there's a 50 cal there and a Browning .3. I can't remember whose it was, but I saw an inbox review of this, and your man basically called that an MG42. No, it's not. It's a Browning .3. Fires a 303 inch. No, that's the first one. The second one, it's all kind of, the upper hull is all one piece, no little bits and pieces to add onto it, which is quite good. Excuse me. That actually looks very nice indeed. I might put something underneath it because you will be able to see through it, and with light and colour bleeding, a bit of PE would be nice on that. But we'll see. Let's look at the mouldings on the Pioneer tools. They're actually quite good. If that would oblige me by zooming in. I'll bring them back up the old box again. See, will that help? It won't oblige me. Anyway, let's look. Nice crisp moulding on that, I must admit. You can see that there, it's actually quite nice, isn't it? And we've got another .3 there, Browning with the ball joint on the barrel. That's for the front, excuse me, pops in here to the front coaxial machine gun that the radio operators in the turret, what do they call him? The assistant driver, I think he's called, and he operates the coaxial machine gun. Right, we've got the logs here. This sprue seems to be all oh no, we've got wheels on this side. There's 2 sprues here identical, this one and that one. Yeah, they're identical, so it's pointless looking at both of them. And yeah, there's the helmet's battered bucket, some stowage. I suppose you could use that, you get away with it. Personally, I'll make my own out of a bit of milliput. You can get some nice ones on it. Some of them I might use. I don't know until I actually start fiddling with them and see how they look on it. But you would get away with them. They're actually not bad at all, nicely moulded. And the logs, not much detail in the logs, I must admit. They're very smooth, you know, bit of paint on them and it would fill up any little bit of texture that might possibly show through. It's not showing up in the camera, but there is the barest bit of texture on that. Yeah, it's so faint that it isn't even showing up. I mean, it's showing up my fingerprint, but it's not even showing up the texture on those. So, you know, that's not great, but what is it, 3 bits of twig? I'm sure anybody can do that. You don't have to go off and buy an aftermarket part. Now, one thing I'm looking for, I haven't spotted the barrel for the gun. Ah, here we are. There's the barrel. It's a one-piece barrel. It's not drilled out or anything like that. It's not a slide mold, but it is a one-piece barrel, so you'll have no seam line. Oh, there. Yep, there is. I just catching a seam line there with the edge of my with my nail. I can feel it there. So there is a very, very fine seam line. I'm sure it'll get out, no problem. At least you don't have to worry about, say, moving and things like that. That it would be if it was a 2-piece barrel. So it's just, and there's no sort of extra lines or ridged detail that you can worry about sanding them out. And there's the breech, has got, or not the breech, but the muzzle brake is in 2 pieces. One piece is attached, the second piece is free, and that should give you your sort of open looking barrel. I might, you'd never know, I have done it in the past, I might drill out that and see how it looks like, but I'd say it would be difficult because it doesn't give you anything there really that you can kind of catch on, if you know what I mean, for your drill bit to catch on, to drill it out. See it? It's got a little protrusion rather than a divot. If it was a divot, you'd be able to get the drill bit easy enough in, but as it is, I doubt if you will. Anyway, yeah, that's the barrel. So that's the inbox review. Oh, we haven't had a look at the instructions. We have not had a look at the instructions. Right. Instructions. The Italeri 1/3/5 scale, number 6529, M4A3E8 Sherman Fury. Got a little bit of information there on the Sherman EZ8 Sherman. Some safety information, and it's suitable for 14 years plus, although I suppose that is only because of the use of sharp things and stuff like that, but I'd say anybody younger will be quite easily able to do that with a bit of adult supervision for using sharps. It gives you the sprue layouts, unused parts shaded in, the 2 tracks. And then we're straight into the instructions, or straight into the assembly. The wheels, the dreaded wheels, the HVSS suspension system, horizontal suspension system. It works in like that, and by developing that system as opposed to the other system that they have, they could actually increase the speed of the tank with the exact same engine by 10 miles per hour, which was, believe me, it's quite massive when you consider that a tank is a big heavy object, and you know, I mean, their fastest speed anyway would be about 30-35 miles an hour, and to be able to boost that up to about 38-40 miles an hour, that makes a major difference on the battlefield. It means you can turn faster, get out of the way, and especially when they were up against Tiger tanks, speed was their only defense in certain situations. So step-by-step instructions, not too much instruction on each page, which is nice. Jens will be quite happy with that, because he was saying that the dragon instructions are very, very hard to, you know, it expects you to know a lot yourself and gives you an idea, this might go there, it's somewhere on that, but these are specific. This goes exactly here, and there's not too much on the one picture for you to get. So there it is with all the stowage being added and things. Yeah, in total all there's 20 steps, and the thing is then is finally put together. And then we get on with the colour callouts, which is in colour, which is quite nice. Very handy, especially when you consider the rest of the thing is black and white. Not very end, you got this colour picture, and it gives you a colour picture of the Fury Sherman. You can work that out from the colours. It's quite nice. And the colour callouts are of course in Italeri acrylics, but there are conversion charts out there that will show you what colours go where. And anyway, it's basically a Sherman. So if you don't know the colour olive drab, any version of olive drab will do, because basically olive drab goes down, it's a set colour, and as time goes by it sun fades basically. So if your tank is just that little bit shade too light, you can say it was out in the sun for a while. So olive drab paint does fade in the sun. Anyway, there's the 3 callouts. It gives the callouts for, as I said, the Sherman Fury from the film Fury, 14th Armoured Division, 25th Tank Battalion, Germany, early 1945. And the other callout is for the 4th Armoured Division, 37th Tank Battalion, Germany, early 1945 again. Now, so that's about the Sherman Fury. You don't actually have to build the Fury one. Leave off some of the stowage or rearrange the stowage yourself. Come up with your own version of an EZ8. It will work anything from, say, the end of 1944 right up to a Korean War dial. So there you go. Sherman Fury in box review. Thanks for watching.